For those who may not be familiar, a fab lab is a digital fabrication laboratory, a place where people can come to learn about and use advanced manufacturing technologies, such as 3D printing and laser cutting, to prototype and create physical products. In this video, we will explore the concept of open hardware and how it relates to the work that goes on in a fab lab, as well as its broader significance in the world of technology and innovation. But before we dive in, let's define exactly what we mean by open hardware. In general, open hardware refers to physical objects or devices that are designed and built in a way that allows others to study, modify, distribute, and make their own versions of the hardware. This is in contrast to traditional proprietary hardware, which is typically closed off and protected by intellectual property laws, making it difficult or impossible for others to access or modify the design. So why is open hardware important? There are several key benefits to this approach. First and foremost, open hardware promotes collaboration and sharing. By making the design and construction of a hardware device open and accessible, it becomes easier for others to build upon and improve upon the original design. This can lead to a virtuous cycle of innovation, as more people are able to contribute their ideas and expertise to the development of a device. Open hardware also has the potential to drive down costs and increase accessibility. Because the design is open and can be freely shared, it becomes possible for others to build their own versions of the hardware, potentially at a lower cost than purchasing a proprietary version. This can make it easier for people in underserved or resource-constrained communities to access advanced technologies. Finally, open hardware can also foster transparency and accountability. By making the design and construction of a hardware device open and transparent, it becomes easier to understand how it works and identify any potential issues or problems. This can help build trust and confidence in the technology, especially when it is used in mission-critical applications. Now, let's examine how the concept of open hardware relates to the work that goes on in a fab lab. In a fab lab, one of the main goals is to enable people to prototype and create physical products using advanced manufacturing technologies. This often involves designing and building custom hardware devices, such as sensors, actuators, and other electronic components. One of the key values of a fab lab is the idea of learning by doing, and this extends to the process of hardware design and construction. By making the design and construction of hardware open and accessible, it becomes easier for people to learn about and understand the underlying principles and technologies. This can help demystify the process of hardware design and make it more accessible to a wider range of people. In addition, the open hardware approach can also foster a sense of community and collaboration within a fab lab. By sharing and collaborating on hardware designs, fab lab users can learn from each other and build upon each other's work, leading to a more dynamic and innovative environment. Now, let's take a look at some specific examples of open hardware. One well-known example is the Arduino, an open-source microcontroller platform that is widely used in the field of electronics and IoT, Internet of Things, development. The Arduino's hardware design is open and freely available, making it easy for others to build and modify the device. This has led to a thriving ecosystem of Arduino-compatible hardware and software, as well as a large and active community of developers and makers. Another example is the RepRap project, which is an open-source 3D printing platform. The RepRap project aims to create a self-replicating 3D printer, meaning that the printer is able to print most of the parts needed to build another printer. This has the potential to greatly reduce the cost and barriers to entry for 3D printing, making it more accessible to a wider range of people. In conclusion, open hardware is an important concept that promotes collaboration, accessibility, and transparency in the world of technology and innovation. It is especially relevant to the work that goes on in a fab lab, where the goal is to enable people to prototype and create physical products using advanced manufacturing technologies. By making the design and construction of hardware open and accessible, it becomes easier for people to learn about and understand the underlying principles and technologies, and it fosters a sense of community and collaboration within a fab lab.